streaming.
Okie dokie, artichoke. Are you doing camera or is it just me?
I mean, I'm on camera on the thing, so you're not going to be
Oh,
able to see me.
okay.
Like,
So is
literally,
it,
literally,
so is it
what's.
just,
All right, how I'm looking at it on the stream, uh, to my. Yeah, to right over here is the Natsu logo, the little Natsu and the podcast logo. Right below it is you, and then there's me. So
okie dokie.
yeah,
Cool
that's
beans?
that's how
Cool
this
beans.
is that's how this is working. And for anybody that's showing up and checking out the chat for any reason, yes, we are well aware that our webcams suck, and if you would like to help us with that, Fairy Tale Podcast, or wait, patreon.com/Fairy Tale Podcast. And no, I haven't started recording any of um, the manga dubs today. I've been kind of on Destiny being a loser, so thank you. Hey, look, I've only got one piece of blue armor left, and then it all becomes legendary, and I have it all at 400. So shut up and don't judge me. Okay,
They're judging you. They're judging you.
they are judging me. Judgment Llama is judging me. Okay, ba da ba 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 da. Let's see, copy video URL. Ba da ba 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 da. Oh goodness. Okay, so the funny thing is, I'm going to have to actually. Okay, everybody's gonna kind of sort of see my Discord. Kind of sort of. I mean, they're gonna. Oh, it's just Pomp family stuff. Okay, I was like, what in the hell? Just a second, guys. I am going to paste that. Okay, there we go. And now we're back, and I got you back on full screen on Discord. So there we go. That's all
Cool
gravy.
beans.
All gravy, baby.
Also, let me first apologize because since I'm upstairs, you may get mixed sounds from two other people or two other roommates. So I do apologize for that.
I mean, it is what it is, bro.
It is what it is. I mean, I do have a dick for a fellow roommate, so
You
can't
don't
blame
have
her on
to.
that one.
You don't have to worry too much. I'm not expecting like high quality shit. This is a live stream. I knew that
Fair
they're
point.
like nothing goes well when everything is live. Like you're never gonna get
Right,
like 100%.
right.
Okay. So eventually, what if this actually does get enough people viewing it, and um, we get enough participation when things are live, and we're able to actually afford it. I'm going to change the look and the setup, but right now it's just kind of two nerdy brothers talking about nerdy shit. It's
The
essentially
Brothers Grimm's tales.
it's essentially how the Friday nights are. I'm gonna talk about nerdy stuff. If he can join me, so much the better. I point that way. If he can join me, yeah, there we go. All right, all right. First up on the
So,
agenda, you're the one that has the list. Uh, but
um,
I do want to go ahead and state. I do want to go ahead and state just to get this out of the way. Can we please stop trending Betty White and making me feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack? Like, Jesus Christ,
right?
she was
Oh
trending
my
again this
God.
week. She was trending again this week, and I was like, oh, please, dear God, no, don't let Betty White have died. Turns out, no, she wasn't dying. She was just trending for reasons. Like there, nothing was
Seriously,
coming
like
out. There wasn't anything going on. It's just people decided to get Betty White trending, and I'm like, okay.
I don't I swear, Betty White is like the Master Roshi of our lives. She can't die.
Like
She like made
Even
one
Cell knew
wish,
better. Even Cell knew better. I think I'll spare Betty
right?
White. I think I'll
Right?
spare Betty
I mean,
White.
Betty fucking White, seriously.
I
If
invite you
if
all
we
to a
had
big hayride.
if we actually had Dragon Balls, Betty White is the one person who actually called forth the dragon was like, I want immortality. Because I swear that woman will never die. She can bitch slap anybody and
Oh
get
no, you
away
can
with
pull.
it.
We couldn't do the immortality wish anyway
Right.
because we changed that when Dende showed up. He changed it. No more of that Frieza shit.
We're gonna nix that immortality shit.
And for people on the podcast who don't know, I am the writer assistant director for Log Horizon Abridged. We've already started working on episode 5 in post production. Like, we've got all the lines recorded, and we, for the last 2 days, have been sifting through the lines to make sure that we have the best takes. There's gonna be pickups and re-records, as there always is in the post process, but for the most part, we've got everything that we really wanted to have, and we found the best takes that we wanted. And that's your update on Log Horizon Abridged stuff. So, next item on the agenda, what are we talking about today?
Season 6 of Teen Titans.
Okay, so there is actually, I should probably pull my mic a bit closer so that it works. Yeah, there we go. All right. So there is a reason to apparently to go see the Teen Titans Go movie. Beside the fact that they got Nicolas Cage to voice Superman, which I think is hilarious. And yeah,
it's finally come full circle.
There is a Green Lantern movie, but we don't talk about that. Like,
No.
But I love that Nick Cage is voicing Superman. It just seems funny to me.
Yeah,
even
it
though
finally came full circle.
Even though
Jerry, been trying to do it.
Even though Jerry O'Connell is probably my Superman right now in this generation.
Right, he is the better of the two, because, like, as far as an All-American goes, I can feel like Jerry is definitely more that aspect. Plus, he does have that bit of a Kansas attitude that Clark has. So
we'll get back to talking about that part of the DC animated universe in a bit, but at the end of Teen Titans Go, there was a post-credit scene where it looks like the screen is going all wonky and everything, and as it turns out, it's the original Teen Titans, like the Teen Titans television show that many of us kind of grew up with, or some of you grew up with, some of you adulted with, and like the actual kind of anime styled version that had that was really just like amazing. But unfortunately, Cartoon Network is always aiming at the lower age bracket, and so if the majority of their fans aren't young kids, then they will cancel it. So many good shows have gone that way.
Yes, basically He-Man. What happened was when
Thundercats,
the 90s animation for Batman kind of grew into a new animation style, Warner Brothers was like, well, why don't we produce more young adult content? So they came out with a few different aspects, which was Batman Beyond, Static Shock, and then they did Teen Titans. Teen Titans was the breadwinner because it kept going, whereas Static Shock only lasted a few seasons. Same thing with Batman Beyond. And Teen Titans really had a cult following, so they went for
it got more than cult. It was pretty mainstream.
After season. And it ironically brought back the comics for it. Like, since its inception back then, they had the new Teen Titans comic books coming out like regularly.
And for those of you BB Ray fans, yes, Beast Boy and Raven do start dating.
Yes.
That actually happens.
Yes. But there was a lot more fandom because of just having that.
The Teen Titans fandom grew just because that series existed.
Just because of that series.
And of course the way that it just got canceled was ridiculous, and people were pissed. Bullshit. And it got replaced by Teen Titans Go, which was a much younger, very silly kind of series. And exactly. I will straight out say that I like the fact that they will break the fourth wall and point out the fact that their silliness is pretty stupid. And then like the writers, like even the writers who are some of the writers from the original show are like, yeah, we really don't like writing this. We preferred writing the old stuff because it was a lot more interesting. And so the old crew is back. I know a lot of people were talking about how they were worried, and or a couple. I had someone on the stream actually tell me that they were really really worried about possibly how bad it was going to be. Hey, hello, lone courier. Uh, Trending is weird. Trending is very weird. Thank you, Daryl Green. We don't talk about the Green Lantern movie. I should burn the DVD from my house. Oh dear lord. I think it's coming to
It
Adult
is
Swim next year. But
okay. It is
yeah, they haven't
okay.
confirmed.
Deadpool fixed that. Deadpool fixed that.
Uh, 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 okay, Daryl, that's pretty funny. He goes, I see, they're dating. Who's the boyfriend in that relationship between Beast Boy and Raven? I would say it's most definitely Raven. Uh, the dominant person in the relationship obviously is Raven. Who?
That's a gimme right there.
Yeah, it's definitely Raven. I would say, but yeah, BB is still indeed
He's
the
more of the
boyfriend.
moral compass.
Yeah.
More of the moral compass. Because
Uh,
like Raven's got her dark side, but at the same time, like Beast Boy gives her that
now,
light of hope and
I mean,
joy.
we haven't got anything officially confirmed. That is also true, but I'm wondering, is it actually going to be something that's
Well, this
is it
was
going to
the
be on
writer's
Cartoon
kind of
Network?
tease.
Is this going to be Cartoon Network stuff, or are they moving it over to the DC universe?
That's the thing. I think this
Like
is gonna
the
be.
DC Universe online thing that they're putting together for their
I
streaming
think this
service.
might be a DC streaming service thing because the backlash that they got from their Teen Titans um, trailer, this kind of covered that. This kind of like washed all that
No,
sin
no,
away.
no, not necessarily. It's still that live action series still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. That didn't go away from seeing that. It's just like
Right, but at the same time, this was like a little bit of mouthwash to kind of clean that out just a little bit. I
just because
think
they gave us a mint to follow up a dog turd doesn't mean I suddenly forgot about the dog
right,
turd.
right. I mean, but at the same time, I think it would have been better if after they had done that, they had said, "Oh, hey, by the way, this is going to be the flagship instead of that other show." I've been like, "Okay,
This would have been
now
better.
I
I
want to
don't,
watch it."
but I'm pretty sure the live action series is going to come out much earlier. And
Probably
yeah, like
because it takes a while to do the animation on this stuff.
yeah,
It
it
really
really
does.
does. Alrighty.
So,
What is next on the list after Teen Titans?
well, continuing on with that, we went to Reign of Superman. Um, so
Which is the follow up for Death of Superman. If you haven't seen that,
yeah,
it's the next installment in the DCAU going on right now, the
yeah,
DC animated universe, which unlike the DCEU is actually killing it. Like the DC
right.
animated stuff is seriously killing it. And if you want a rundown, I'll give you guys a rundown real quick of what episodes are in the DCAU. Uh as soon as my computer decides it wants to open it. There we go. Okay.
It started with Wars, which introduced us to Darkseid,
I
and it
haven't
kind of brought the team
listed
together.
under just Batman, but it starts with Justice League War, and then the next one up is
Yeah,
Son of Batman, then Justice League Throne of Atlantis, Batman
yeah,
versus Robin, uh,
mhm,
Batman Bad Blood,
yeah,
like, Justice League versus Teen Titans, Justice League Dark, Teen Titans The Judas Contract, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, and The Death of Superman. Those are the 10 in there. I know that technically I don't have it listed, even though I know it's part of it, and I do have it here, but Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, technically I consider that separate from all the other stuff, even though it does directly impact, it does have a direct tie-in with Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. So
yeah,
you should watch Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox. I just don't know in the timeline where that one fits, especially
yeah.
considering that it deals with an alternate timeline
It
because it
is
is
it is
Flashpoint.
it was a standalone to be sure, but the one thing that I did love about Flashpoint is it goes to show you that the two strongest characters are not who you think they are. The
Yeah.
two strongest people are the Amazons and the Atlanteans because in actuality they rule the world right now. in Flashpoint, those are the two people who rule the world. Now, I love the fact that they made Martha Wayne into the new Joker and Thomas Wayne into the new Batman. I'm like, you know what? I'm Nick. I'm liking this
Hmm.
because they explained it a lot better than I think any other rendition of it.
Gotcha.
Um, but as far as the continuation, I love the fact that they finally brought in Doomsday the right way. I
Yeah.
hated the fact that everyone who has done Doomsday has fucked it up royally. Whether that was Smallville and its stupid rendition of making the EMT into fucking Doomsday, which I thought was dumb as fuck. I love Sam Worthington, but I think it was so stupid to put him there as that. Um, then there was the Batman v Superman and making Zod into fucking um, Doomsday, which was dumb.
At least
And
a
then
little
there
bit closer,
was
considering that Doomsday is in fact an alien.
right, and then there was the new series that was just released, Krypton, where Doomsday was their ultimate weapon that they had created, and I'm like,
Oh dear lord.
no, no, this actually gave
Doomsday
the
was not
mystery
made by
back.
the Kryptonians.
No, no.
Okay.
So,
Ha.
having said that, I love the fact that they're sticking to the comic tradition. Now, back when I don't know if anybody here read the comics of it, but my brother and I, we actually read the comics. We read panel after panel
I
after
had
panel.
the anthology series that was all one
Yes,
giant comic.
yeah, I had the Reign of Superman anthology, but first there was the Death of Superman,
Mm.
um, which was ultimately panel after panel of just clash of two titans. Then there was actually supposed to be a middle one, which was the funeral of Superman, which dealt with everyone's reaction towards how to handle a world without Superman.
Oh, Thomas and Martha's reaction was, oh dear lord, man, that
Um,
almost broke me.
no. But it was it was one of the things that uh you didn't know would happen. I mean, you had Jonathan Kent basically having a heart attack and going into the other world to try and pull his son
Yeah, pull
out from
Kal-El back,
death, and the
and
the
then
Kryptonians welcoming the son, being like, no, 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 you don't belong
a
here,
lot of that
he's
a lot of
dead.
that was really really confusing too, because like
A
this whole
lot of
time
it
a
was.
lot of the funeral portion, like the immediate post funeral stuff that was going on, especially the Jonathan Kent stuff, that was really just so confusing and so dumb,
It
because
was.
especially when you find out uh especially when you find out that he was just in a healing coma the whole time. But I'm hoping
Right.
that they do this. I'm hoping that they do this right, and I'm hoping that they. I
Yeah.
mean, the first half was done well, so I have a lot of hope for the second half.
Yeah. I think they're trying to bypass the funeral of Superman and go straight to the death of or
They already
to the
did,
reign
because
of
the
Superman.
Eradicator already showed up to grab Kal-El's body.
Well, that's the thing. We see at least one rendition of of the four, but we don't see. I don't know if they're going to combine the two and just kind of tiptoe around
And
uh,
what's
the
happening is
funeral.
Coast City. Like if they're gonna do the whole
Yeah,
Coast
Coast
City
City
thing
was completely destroyed,
by
and that was done. Yeah,
Mongol and Cyborg
Hank
Superman.
Henshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if that happens, because there are consequences and repercussions for that, by the by. Um,
oh yeah,
Hank Henshaw and Mongol destroy Coast City, which is one of the lanterns territory, and what I think
hmm
at that point in time, the Green Lantern of that place loses his mind, goes nuts, and just starts killing off a lot of stuff, and it leads to and that leads to the Green Lantern Corps stuff. Like it leads specifically into Green Lantern Corps. So I'm
it
wondering if
it
that means we're gonna be shifting phase towards more cosmic DC stuff with the
more
Green Lantern
cosmic
Corps.
DC, which would be interesting because it's something they've kind of tiptoed around.
Like
We've
everything's been
only met
revolving so far around Batman. Batman's been the center of this
yeah,
universe
Batman
for
has
the
been the
animated
center,
stuff.
and they are transitioning into Superman, and I'm hoping that they do the Green Lantern aspect because this leads to the
And
other
we even
versions
saw
of it.
Batman show up for this one, which is something that I don't
Yes.
remember happening in the actual comics. I don't think Batman showed up until after the
No,
death of Superman.
Batman didn't show up until the funeral,
Yeah.
and basically, you didn't see much ado um,
Like you'd think it'd
with the
have a
death.
bigger impact on
Yes,
Bruce. But
and that's
what
the
I'm thinking
thing.
is what I'm thinking is that was probably the biggest clue for a lot of people at the time was like Bruce didn't say anything. He just showed up. He just kind of paid attention and then he left. They're like, Bruce knows he's alive. Like that might have been
Well,
it.
that's the thing. In because Superman's died a few times,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
um, in the original Justice League Unlimited, when he supposedly died, um, there was this moment where after the funeral and everything, you see Batman in front of the monument that is to Superman, basically explaining, "I always respected you. I didn't believe in the way you did things, but
Yeah, I've
you did
seen
it
that
better than
scene.
I ever could."
Yeah.
And I love how that was done, but at the same time, he could never admit that Clark was gone because he believed himself that I may
Yeah.
be the dark half of the coin, but I look up to you. You were the light. You were the
I
beacon of
love
this
that.
ship.
I love that because like everybody was like, he's gone, and Bruce is like, he's not gone. No, he's
He's
not.
not gone. You have to have a body for him to be gone.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
there's if
If I
there's
don't
not
see
a
a
body,
body,
he's
that's
not gone.
bullshit.
I
No
love that.
body, no death.
All right,
But
uh, we
that's
gotta
the
move
best
on.
part about that.
We gotta move on though,
Let's see. What else we got?
because we're 25 minutes in, and I gotta make sure that we keep going. We've only got
So
an
the
hour
next
for this
part,
show.
right?
Yeah,
So the next bit was Star Trek Discovery and why to watch it, right?
yeah, because I haven't watched any of it. The only thing that I've heard recently was Jason.
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs, yeah. For those of you that don't know the actor name, if you're watching this later, Jason Isaacs played Papa Malfoy. He's
Yes.
probably best known for being Draco Malfoy's father.
Yeah. Lucius.
Lucius, thank you.
Lucius
Lucius
Malfoy.
Malfoy. Um, and he's in Star Trek. And I remember he was trending. He was trending on Twitter the other day, and I remember it was because uh, there was like there's like a gay couple or something, I think
Mm-hmm.
in Discovery, and somebody
Yes.
somebody commented about that, and he said, "Look,
Yes.
no one's trying to throw an agenda down your throat. This is just literally how the world is. This is just how it is. If you don't like it,
Exactly.
you
And
don't." And he called them out, and he said, "Look, if you don't like it, you don't gotta watch. But nobody's trying to shove an agenda down your throat. Love is love." And I was like, props, Jason. Also, apparently, another one of the tweets was a fan that called him Mr. Isaacs, and he goes, "No, I'm Jason. You can only call me Mr. Isaacs if you're arresting me."
I love that. But reasons why to watch this. For one, it does explain a lot better what Gene Roddenberry had created originally, where
Okay.
we had thrown away all our problems, all our issues that we as today as a society hold and cling on to and let go and decide to push forward into the stars. Well, that is more explained in this and is more like hinted at with the relationships and coupling and everything else. But the base storyline is what a lot of people thought it was going to be is the Klingon War between the Federation and the Klingons. That's what this season is primarily about. There are some twists, there are some turns that I love. There is mention of the mirror universe that does happen. Um, the theory of
Oh, the
a
Federation,
new kind of
aka Space Force.
Hey, I joined for that.
Look,
Thank you
look,
very much.
that'd be the only thing I would give that would be the only thing that I would give Trump props for if he created the Federation by accident.
Right? By accident. How did this happen, Trump?
Donald
But
Trump, he was a great man. No, he wasn't.
no,
Don't you dare.
no, don't you dare
He
give
was
him
just a
props
man.
for that.
He was
No.
just a man.
But it does deal with a lot of interesting tropes that the last show dealt with, like Next Generation. You can definitely see bits on that. Same thing with the original series because a lot of tropes are in there. So it's definitely worth a watch. It's binge worthy for sure because I've done that like 2 or 3 times, which I may do again. Um, but yeah, definitely check it out because it is worth a watch. And with the new season starting up, there is more mention of the original series. So for those of you who are big into TOS, go for it.
Cool, cool, cool. See now,
Yes.
I'm not all that familiar with a lot of the Star Trek stuff, so I was like, why should I watch it? Like, for a non-Star Trek person, why should they watch it? You know,
Right.
if they're not familiar with the with like a lot of Star Trek lore. I am mostly because he's my brother. So
I'm
that
the Trekkie in the family. I'm guilty of that.
I'm not like
So
hardcore about it. I like it, but I mean, I'm not hardcore about it.
I'm hardcore because revenge is a dish best served cold.
You should have heard it in the original Klingon.
So next thing we got is the news that was just dropped for a Batman prequel just before, well, not just before, but like 20 years before Justice League. Um, we are not going to see Ben Affleck as Batman.
Uh,
I'm sorry. The reason
Boo.
for that, no, there is a reason for that. There is a reason for that because this is 20 years prior. So you're looking at a 20-year-old Batman who's not as seasoned, who's not as adept as the Ben Affleck. But the guy who's writing it is still writing up the script. But there is talks with him and Ben Affleck to kind of either do a montage of like this is his memory and him remembering all of this, like we might actually see the death of Robin or the introduction of Robin in this film.
If they
So
could do
there is that
Robin
aspect.
right, if they could do Robin right, the problem is
Exactly.
that they've made Robin like the movies that we had Batman and Robin and Batman Forever,
Yeah,
and of course the television series made Robin so campy
they
that
did. Now the
that's the
question is,
reason why a lot of people didn't like Robin, which is really funny
yeah,
because people seem to have liked, like, I prefer Batman Returns, but apparently there were a
yeah.
lot of people that thought that was too sexual and too dark and they didn't really like it. I'm like, screw you. That's no.
Well, okay. For
And then
one,
they made it
I
campier and people liked it more. The audiences liked it more. I don't know, but I didn't
I
particularly prefer it.
I don't either. I
It
know, for
it
example,
definitely doesn't hold up as well with time.
no,
Yeah.
when they introduced Dick Grayson, I think they could have done it a whole lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the way it was set up in the Val Kilmer year was just it seemed way too campy and way too noir gothic, which I don't think the formula worked because they were trying to do it way too way too campy. I would say yes, but it depends on which Robin they use this time around. They might not just use Dick Grayson because this is a 20 year veteran Batman, or at least
Uh
20-year-old Batman.
no, the Batman movie is not being done by Zack Snyder.
No,
And
no,
not
entirely
everybody,
different director.
and Daryl Green, just to clarify, people don't hate Zack Snyder. In fact, there's a lot of people that are crying for a Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, even though
Yes,
that doesn't
even
technically
though there's
exist.
not one.
Yeah.
No.
Uh, and then
Um,
they fired Joss Whedon and blamed him for how Justice League turned out. I'm like, this is what you made him do. You made him
yeah,
combine. Like, if you were gonna bring another director on, you should have let him just start everything back over.
right. Instead of, I mean, that I still hold to the fact that Justice League, the reason why it was crap is because it had two different directors helming the damn thing and
Yeah,
trying to melt.
yeah,
It's crossing
and then the
streams,
problem,
don't do it.
and then the other thing is for all the people that were yelling at Joss Whedon about how terrible it was. I was like, yeah, I remember everyone saying Joss Whedon could do no wrong when he did Avengers. When
Right?
Joss is able to helm a series from the beginning, he can do it really
He's
well.
got no worries. He really has no worries when he
And
helms it from the
I
beginning.
mean, yes, Avenger like Age of Ultron wasn't as good as Avengers, but honestly, there was a lot more that had to happen in Age of Ultron, and
Yeah.
like the amount of pressure and the amount of stress and stuff that went down wasn't uh wasn't wasn't as easy the second time around. Like the stakes were much higher,
Yeah.
especially to get it
Um.
right. But it wasn't a bad movie. It was still a good movie.
No, it wasn't.
It
But
wasn't as bad as Justice League, at least.
like I was saying, I mean, depending upon which Robin they use. Now, if they use
I don't want them to
a
halt. I don't want them to halt the process that they're doing on the DC universe
yeah,
either. Like I do want to see another Justice League movie done, and this time I want to see them
yeah,
facing off against Darkseid, not Steppenwolf. And for God's sakes,
seriously,
take your time and build up Darkseid so that when we see him, it actually means something.
which I hope they start doing as soon as like
That's what made the whole Thanos thing so good. And now everybody's
it's
like
true.
Infinity War, Infinity War, and I'm like Infinity War is not even not even the like toughest thing that hits the
No,
Marvel universe.
no.
Secret Wars is so much worse.
Oh my
Like
God.
there are
Like
villains, there are
seriously,
easily villains that outclass Thanos no problem. It's
right?
just they did a really good job of building up Thanos in the MCU. So if they could do something similar with Darkseid, it would be awesome like that. Like I think
Well, I I think if they start doing a little more hints here and there, I know they did a nice one in Batman v Superman with the time travel aspect, and then they did it again with Justice League. I think they needed to have a little snippet here and there with either Aquaman or Shazam,
hmm.
uh, which would be an ideal choice. But
I think
either
that
that or the Green Lantern movie.
I think that Shazam is going to turn out pretty well. It looks
I do too. I think Shazam would be the ideal choice, but I really think
Aquaman looks like it's gonna be beautiful and kind of action packed and funny, but
Mhm.
it doesn't. It like it still has that serious tone like carrying over
Yeah,
from Justice League.
right.
Whereas I think that Shazam's just gonna be a fun ride. And I feel
Right.
like Shazam is
Shazam
when
looks more like
Shazam
a
is the movie
movie for
when
fans.
DC began its course correction, is what it feels like.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think if they use Jason Todd rather than Dick Grayson, it might work better for them.
Yeah, that might, especially for exploring the death of Robin. In
Yes.
which case, give Jared Leto that moment to actually do that because I think he could pull that one off. Joaquin
If
Phoenix
Jared
is
Leto
doing an
stays.
AU. No,
If
Leto
Jared
is
Leto
staying.
stays.
Leto's already said he's staying.
Well, with the Joaquin Phoenix one, that's what's kind of
No,
screwing with the DC universe.
The Joaquin Phoenix thing is supposed to be an AU. It's not taking
Right.
place in the same DCEU.
Right. So what do we got left? Venom.
Yes. All right, let's talk about Venom.
Oh my fuck! This trailer, this last trailer,
I
gave me
liked
faith.
I liked both of them. I thought both of them were really good. I mean, I still
I didn't like the second one. I really didn't like the second one because I was like, wait, this seems too campy. I liked how they were doing the duality in voice, but everything else was like,
you didn't like this current trailer?
no. The third one is what sold
No,
me. The second one
this is
did
the
not.
second trailer.
This is the third one
No,
technically.
this is there was a teaser. There was trailer
There was
1
the
and
teaser.
this
There
is
was a
trailer
trailer.
2. This is the second trailer. The second
Hold on.
trailer.
Let me. I'm
Teaser,
pretty sure this is
trailer
trailer
1,
three.
trailer 2. It's even listed as Venom official it's even listed as official Venom trailer number 2.
You're right. You're right. You're
Yep,
right.
yep.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
I watch reaction videos. I know which number it is.
All right. All right.
So
Gay.
anyway, yeah, no, that's you. Anyway, oh, Nick
I'm not
Frost.
gay.
Nick Frost is going to be at Dragon Con.
So there was a bit of talk on the Venom aspects.
Yep.
One, we are finally going to get Carnage at the end of this, and
Ooh.
they are talking that Harrelson is going to play as Carnage.
Well, I don't know who that is.
Woody Harrelson,
Wait, really? Why?
because he's casted in it.
He's cast in the Venom movie? I
Yes.
didn't see him in the Venom movie. Oh, I didn't see him cast at all in the Venom movie. That's news to me.
That's because he's only in it for like a short bit. They're probably thinking a cameo as as Carnage at the very end.
Yeah, I think
Or like
Star
in post
Wars really
credits.
started something because now there's a shit ton of movies around the holiday season that are like, we've got
The best thing, the
we've
best
got
thing about the Venom movie is
Aquaman, we've
it's
got
not in any of those.
we've
It's in October, so it has nothing to
I
go against,
yeah,
which I'm like,
no, well,
yes.
I know that, but I was looking over at Daryl's comment
Oh
about
yeah.
Wreck It Ralph 2, Spider Verse, and then I was thinking about it. I was like, we've got a Harry Potter movie, we've got Aquaman, we've got so many stuff, so much different stuff coming out in November and December. It's like, oh my god, man,
Yeah.
trying to overload us.
Right. I mean, they're already trying to like have like two or three movies in 1 month alone. I'm like, good God, calm yourselves.
I know, right? Studios, slow your roll. Anyway,
Right.
so what else do you have to say about Venom?
Um, I like the fact that they showed that there's more than one
Symbiote.
symbiote, and they finally
Said
corrected that.
symbiote instead of symbiote. I was very happy to hear that.
Yes. I'm just wondering if that's how she says it because she's
Uh-huh.
terrible at saying shit or what. But I loved how they finally corrected that. They also they corrected a lot of the CGI in this because when you saw Venom the first time in in the first trailer, uh, it just didn't look right. And then this new one, they corrected a lot of it.
I didn't notice where
His
it didn't look right, so.
his tongue looks more realistic, like it actually has slather as he's licking up the dude's face as a tasty little morsel. I'm like, yes, because that is Venom. Um,
Alrighty.
so out of the confirmed symbiotes that are used, there is the Venom one. There is the Riot one. Those are the two that are primarily used in this film. The ones that are speculated are Scream and Carnage. Those are the only other ones. They're speculated, they are not actually set. Riot and Venom are the only two ones that we have actually seen on screen. Do not speculate that, oh, well, that's Scream. Oh, well, that's such and such. No. It's only those two that are seen.
The screen, the yellow
That's
one?
it. No, Scream is not. Yes, Scream is the yellow and like orange one, I think.
Okay.
But
Because we
she's a
saw that
female,
symbiote.
unfortunately.
Because we did see that symbiote.
We didn't see this.
We
We
saw
saw
the
the
yellow
gooey.
symbiote in the
Yeah.
canister.
But the thing is that you also see silvering bits in there, and I'm wondering if it's like if they're replicating or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Holy crap!
the
Breaking
only two
news.
that you actually see on that aspect is Venom and the riot suit.
I really need a sound effect of like a newsroom sound effect of some sort that yeah, something like that. When I see that we've got breaking nerdy news or something like that,
Right.
like I definitely need something like that. You know what? Hang on, I might actually have something for that because I just remembered there are some sound files that I have left over from uh, when I was working on the Ruby abridged. So hang on, where is it? It's the clap. It's the clap. All right. So where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Keep
Good
going. I'm
rules,
looking.
everyone. Oh man. But I loved the very end of Venom trailer when he's talking to the guy. And basically, he's talking about eating his arms, his legs,
Until you're
and then
rolling
your
around in
face
the wind like a
with
turd.
turd, like a turd in the wind. I'm like, where's Alan? Where the fuck is like Alan Tudyk when you need him? It's like, no, I am a leaf on the wind.
Helen Tudyk.
But oh my god, I actually this restored my faith in the Venom movie because I'm like, oh, I don't know.
All right, I might have it if I did this right. No, wait, I don't think that's the one. Never mind.
Anywho,
I'm looking for because I have like the background sound for one of the trailers they did for Portal 2, the long fall boots. Like, I love that, man. I wanted to keep that in.
right.
Where is it at? But it should be in the sound effect files, but I don't know specifically where in the sound effect files it is.
It's one of those things.
It's one of those things.
It's one of those things. Just gotta
I
find
mean,
it.
otherwise, I'm having to just look through Breaking Glass. Maybe I'll just do the breaking news thing real quick. If it loads, load, damn you.
Loading.
No. You won't. Okay.
Loading.
Okay, use that to open WAV files then. Yes. Open it. It's like I'm not gonna.
Gefilte fish.
Gefilte fish.
Gefilte fish.
Okay, so there we go. There, that was a good breaking news sound effect, but you were whistling over it.
Sorry, I'm trying.
I'll do it one more time. We got some breaking news, and then we got some breaking nerdy news. All right, the breaking nerdy news is that, well, as many of you who are Rooster Teeth fans would know, RTX is happening right now, and they have officially released the date that RWBY Volume 6 will be dropping, and that will be October 27th. And this time they did another character short that they debuted, and this one is about Adam Taurus. So that they've officially announced that it will be made public in 2 weeks. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that Rooster Teeth First members get it next week. If so, I'll be doing my reaction to that. I did say that when RWBY starts coming out, I will be doing reactions to new episodes of RWBY. So you guys will be getting those, but they will be for patrons before I post them a week later publicly. Like, I'm not posting any reactions until the episode has been made public. But yes, officially confirmed. And you can see the premiere for RWBY in theaters October 25th. So, wow. No word yet on what theaters you can see them in, but check with @Fathom Events, I guess, because that's where it's going through Fathom Events. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that. I was wondering why #RWBY was trending, but I was like, oh yeah, it's RTX. Of course it is.
Right.
So there's that. Yeah. What I want to know is where's the rest of season 3 of RWBY Chibi? Because we've only gotten 8 episodes. Really? Are we only doing 8 episodes?
I think that's everything. Is that everything?
That is pretty much everything. I think at this point, we would just be asking what new anime is out this season that everybody is talking about. What is the newest, biggest anime that people are checking out? Because I'm kind of curious. I think at the moment, I may have to do a poll for this for next week. But I think at the moment it's something called like Why You Shouldn't Summon a Demon Lord or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Or How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Hang on. Let me type it up. I know Funimation is doing it. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord being done through Funimation. So it's also up on Crunchyroll. I don't know if it's actually simuldubbed. Okay, there's 5 episodes out on Crunchyroll. How many episodes are out on Funimation? That's the question. Oh, damn it. I'll have to look it up on Verve. Yeah, because that's essentially woohoo. That's the only one that I know about from this current season, but I'll be keeping an eye on the chat to see if anybody. He had a trailer who must be important. That is true. It's very true. It started back up a few weeks ago. Oh, so season 3 finally started back up. Okay, cool. How not to summon a demon lord. Not to summon a... and just really quickly, guys, because I just want him to... I just want you guys to actually tell him. Okay, so there's only 2 episodes of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord up right now through Funimation. I may watch it subbed or dubbed. I don't know which one I would do. But, Jason, I feel like you should watch a series called Konosuba. Mm-hmm. It's another isekai genre, like in another world kind of. But it's probably the funniest one that is out there. And it's a comedy series. I don't want to tell you what it's about because I just want you to experience it for yourself. But yeah, Konosuba on... just watch Konosuba on Verve. I swear to God, you're going to want to talk about it next week if you do. Because it's that kind of funny, silly, stupid. All right.
Okey-dokey.
Waiting on comments from the chat to react to. Cells at work. I'm going to watch and following the simuldubs, but not a lot of names to remember. But a lot of names to remember. I mean, I may go on to freaking my anime list and look some stuff up, but honestly I think what I'm gonna do, you know what, just to kind of give a premise, I should go onto my anime list just to look up the general premise of what that's about. Okay, my anime for the okay, there we go. Okay, the what you call it one, the Demon Lord. How not to summon a Demon Lord.
Well, I know for those of you who are fans of, I know that's Wild is returning. That's one of the series that I grew up with. Zoids. If you've ever watched Inuyasha, the guy who actually does the voice for Inuyasha does the main character for
Richard Ian Cox?
Zoids. Yes. He does Bit Cloud for Zoids. And then there's another one is Chaotic Century. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Zoids. Hold on. Let me actually pull up that file.
Okay, here we go. In regards to in regards to the MMORPG Cross Reverie, Sakamoto Takuma boasted an overwhelming strength that was enough for him to be called the Demon King by other players. One day he gets summoned to another world with his appearance in the game. There, 2 girls insist, "I am the real summon master." Takuma gets slave-turning magic used for summon beasts cast on him by the girls. However, the peculiar ability, Magic Reflection, is invoked. The ones that were turned to slaves were the girls. Takuma is bewildered. He's the strongest magician, but he doesn't have any social skills. Panicking, the first words that come out are the ones that he used inside the game role-playing the Demon King? "I'm amazing, you say. Of course I am. I am Diablo, the one feared as the Demon King. This is the story of the Demon King acting that would soon inspire the world and his otherworld adventure that he plunges through with absolute strength." Raise the curtain. Okay, so essentially 2 girls try and summon him and try and force him to become their slave. He has kind of an auto reflect magic thing going on, so they end up becoming his slaves. That's kind of funny. That's pretty hilarious. And guys, I will be recording my reaction to the new episode of My Hero Academia, and I will be posting my reaction to Overlord Season 3, Episode 4 tomorrow. So all of that stuff will be up there, and I will start recording Modica Magica tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to the feels that I am being told I'm going to experience in that series, but whatever. But essentially, yeah, those are the things that you have to look forward to next week. And of course, the continuation of the next 5 episodes of Haikyuu, Island Badminton series, Chio's School Road. Huh. All right. There we go. I think I'm going to post up something on our Twitter to see what kind of anime is out this season that people are really looking. Pardon me. That are. God dang it. Yeah, I didn't get enough sleep. Oh, Spider-Man is trending. Why is Spider-Man trending?
Mostly because the kind of trailer drop.
What trailer dropped?
Well, we got to see Tom Holland doing a shout out for fans. Basically showing, hey, I'm still alive and we're doing our.
Oh no, but that was like weeks ago. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay, so it looks like people are talking about the Spider-Man game is going to be in 4K.
Oh, yes. That's one of the things that was coming out. The Spider-Man Unlimited, but the new suit
also Yuri Lowenthal, it sounds like he is going to be playing the role of Spider-Man, which is kind of awesome because Yuri is well known for playing Sasuke and Naruto, but he is also a Nashville native. So, yeah, pretty awesome. Who are you? I'm you. Oh my God, I love this. It's Batman and Robin, and they're talking to Iron Man and Spider-Man, and Robin goes, "Who are you?" And Spider-Man goes, "I'm you, but with superpowers."
Bitch slap.
I'm like, I don't think so.
I'm with you, but with superpowers and
I mean Tony Stark, Bruce Wayne. That would be the one. Also, I'm the worst person ever for making this. Oh, the whole Spider-Man falling away thing. Yeah. By the way, Infinity War is now out digitally for those of you who purchased digital versions of your movies. And last but not least, next week it will be out on DVD and Blu-ray. So make sure to pick up your copy of Infinity War, which is unequivocally the best Marvel movie to date.
No.
Yes.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No, Marvel still Infinity War trumps. Infinity War seriously trumps Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Does not hold a candle. Thank you very much. Moving on. Moving on.
I think that's everything.
I think that is everything. All right. And we managed to wrap everything up pretty nicely. It is 7:56 right now, so plenty of time for all the cool stuff. Oh yeah, and for those of you wondering, I think that Jessica Garner will be reprising her role as Karen in the next movie. Suit lady.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's
Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. Thank you. It's
AKA Vision's actual wife.
Vision's actual wife. Yeah.
Which I find hilarious.
Alrighty. That is it for tonight's show. I hope you guys have had fun watching it, whether you're watching it later or you're watching it live. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to help us out, guys, check in the description. The link to our Patreon is there. If you want to join my Discord and find out when I'm actually doing stuff, Discord link is in the description as well. And of course, so is my Twitch channel. I will be streaming some Destiny tonight on Twitch because of course I will, because I've still got a couple things left to do in Destiny. That is it though. I hope you guys have a great weekend and enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you next week for another live show. Peace out.
Bye.
Later, Gators.